And hello. Uh, we are live with a special character focused episode about Elenna Ikraine. It's just going to be the two of us, exploring a little bit of her background and a little bit of what will make her an adventurer. So, before we get into tonight's episode, I'd like to provide a brief content warning. This episode will contain narcissistic themes. Emotional abuse and controlling behavior can be just as damaging as its physical counterpart. If you or a loved one are living in a complicated situation, know that you're not alone, and you're not the problem. So, on that note, let's start the session as the camera focuses on a much younger Elenna, maybe 10 years old. She has a satchel, and she's running up 2 flights of stairs to an office in the attic. The satchel is jingling with every step, even though she's holding it tightly to her body in an attempt to silence it. She gets to the door of his office and pauses to collect herself. She hasn't done this very much yet. What's going through Elenna's mind right now?
Well, I don't want to disappoint him. I hope I've done good enough. And I hope I'm recognized for what I did do well.
Okay. So you open the door. Then you enter a room that fills you with both anticipation and dread. He's behind a desk, writing something. It's an older man, slender, sharply dressed in burgundy clothing, and wearing a piece of matching cloth wrapped around the top of his head and draped over a shoulder. His long elven ears are tucked into his head wrap, not often visible. He looks up, and the audience sees that he does not seem younger at all. Elenna, how good of you to join me. I've been waiting all day. What's that you have? Do you
I just
approach
hold out.
and
Yeah,
hand over the
I
satchel?
approach.
Yeah, okay. He takes it and upends it onto his desk. Not much here. Disappointing. Is this how little I'm worth to you? You're not hiding some for yourself, are you? After all the
No.
after all the help I've given you. Well, you just have to work more the next time. And the scene fades to black. We return to different lighting and an older Elenna. On her way to pick up some invitations the party had requested the previous day. You've just arrived and on the doorstep to his house. What do?
I'm just going to take a moment to collect myself. Think about every possible scenario before completely just clearing my mind and heading inside.
You you pass a servant or another helper, you're not sure which. You're not really encouraged to talk with others. Um, you're supposed to just go directly to him. You learn that the hard way. So you go up 2 flights of stairs and into the office of the man who rescued you from the streets after your parents abandoned you in the market district. You were too much of a burden you think. Your perpetual illness was untenable for them. But he welcomed you in, taught you a trade, if you can call it that, and has provided a roof over your head. He's a complicated person, and you're never quite sure what mood he'll be in. You open the door to his office, you enter, and just like you left him, he's at the desk, writing something else. 2 visits in 2 days, and I was worried you forgot about me. Your friends were interesting. I hope you're not being distracted by them too much. You're not sure if he's threatening you, or the party, or both. He hands over an envelope as you approach. These invites were not easy to procure. Whoever is running this does not want to be found. He waits expectantly.
I understand. I'll reach for the invites.
He doesn't release them right away. But then, he does. There's, and he just looks at you, waits a little bit more.
I'm gonna pull out a bag of 100 of my gold, and I'm going to give it to him.
He takes the bag, hefts it in his hand. He's old enough and experienced enough to judge the value of coin by weight alone. Says, "Good girl. You've done well. Maybe you should go to prison more often."
Well, I highly doubt that would help me right now, but I do have plans.
Oh, really? Well, one more thing, my dearest Elenna. I have a gift for you. He places a ring on the desk. It is a silver band with a small garnet cabochon. You look closely, and on the inside of the band are arcane runes. Well, go ahead, put it on. Don't keep me waiting.
As I pick up the ring and slowly start to put it on one of my fingers, I'm just gonna ask him, what does it do?
I'm sure you'll find out. And as you finish putting on the ring, you feel a pulse of warmth throughout your body. You immediately can breathe more easily. And even though you're not attuned to this ring yet, you're already feeling its effects. I know you don't think you deserve this after your recent failure that landed you in prison, but I take care of my own. Remember that. So, take care of that ring for me, and do not fail me again. If you have nothing else to add, I'd like to end the scene. But if you have something you want to say, go ahead.
There's just such a conflict
Mm-hmm.
in my face, and
Mm-hmm.
probably some tears welling up And I'm just gonna nod.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the scene ends. Are you, timidly witchy, okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, just checking. So it's later that day, around noon. You've already returned to the Lonely Thrush. Most of the party members are busy doing their own thing. So you left the invitations with Andrus. You all have about a day and a half before the auction takes place. So now you have the entire day to yourself. Where does Elenna go to relax? Does she like climb a building somewhere? Maybe get on a rooftop near
Yes.
the port district, watch the ships come in? Or does she like lay down in the shade of a tree in one of the many parks? Does she like leave the
Height is
city?
good.
Right? Okay.
Uh, yeah.
Okay. So you like climb a building somewhere. You've done this more times than you can count. This is your roost. You know, you come here to be alone with your thoughts, to think about stuff, watch the ships. It's relaxing, and the fresh air has always done you good. You you're up there, and you're turning your newly loaned ring around your finger as the attunement finishes. You feel a buzzing that starts in your toes and fingertips. This feeling spreads up your arms and your legs before intensifying, spreading even further. It's painful. It's like you sat on your leg wrong and didn't notice it fell asleep until you tried to stand. Except now, it's your entire body, all at once, like a massive cramp. This overwhelming pain makes you dizzy and you almost pass out. But then, the pain subsides, and you try standing up, which does not wind you like it normally does. You don't feel that tickle in your chest, like you're on the verge of coughing up blood. Your constitution is now 12. And, well, as long as you wear the ring. The buzzing you felt is almost completely gone, except for 3 places, which has, it's kind of consolidated itself on the center of your forehead and the center of both palms. It's not uncomfortable, it's just noticeable. Another scene change. That night, you're falling asleep in the Lonely Thrush. You're sharing a room with Astra, Adelle, and this new half-elfin bard that you don't know much about. You still feel that buzzing, and it's become oddly comforting. It feels like it belongs. It feels like home. And sleep takes you. Sometime later, you wake up. Is it still night? It's awfully dark. Your bed doesn't feel the same. It's cold, hard. Your vision clears, and you see cavern walls, illuminated by faintly glowing mushrooms. What do you do?
I'm gonna look around a bit more.
You are You are next to two bodies, gently sleeping, both Kalishtar. It's Astra and Adelle.
I'm gonna attempt to wake them up.
You reach down, you like shake them gently. No response. Shake them harder. Still no response. You check their pulse, and yeah, they're still alive. They're still breathing. You just can't wake them.
The mushrooms look like Astra's mushrooms.
Exactly like Astra's mushrooms.
What the hell has she done now? I'm gonna walk around.
You don't have dark vision, right? No. So you only really have vision of the walls from where the glowing mushrooms are, and you can kind of make out uh, the places where they aren't lit by having it obstruct a visible portion. Um, it seems like you're at the end of a cave. Um, you shuffle around and you feel uh, dry, almost like straw, um, underneath your feet. Um, it's what you were sleeping on. Do you leave this circular chamber?
Yeah, I would like to rip off some of the mushrooms to use as light and then quietly uh, leave and look to try to find out like where I am and what's going on.
Okay. The cave winds for a bit before opening up and into a space that is not just illuminated by glowing mushrooms. There are uh, outcroppings of glowing crystal that make it more easy to see. It is dim light in this room. You are able to tell features of things. Um, the stone does not look like stone you're familiar with. Uh, and against the wall is a humanoid figure. Um, Ears like an elf. Kind of pale yellow skin. The nose is different than an elf's. It's more upturned. Seems like there was a struggle here.
Struggle? Is he hurt?
You can see that this figure is uh, like clasping their chest and breathing raggedly. Do you approach, or do you keep your distance? They have not noticed you yet.
I am gonna quickly scan my body. Do I have any of my stuff?
You have all of your stuff.
Okay, I'm just gonna make sure I have my crossbow ready
Mm-hmm.
just in case. And then I'm gonna quietly say, hello?
You, you breaking the silence startles this creature. Um, they attempt to stand up, like get into a fighting stance before collapsing again. And like looking at you, they relax slightly. Who are you? They call out. It is a gruff voice. You're not sure if it's masculine or feminine. How are you
My
here?
name is Elenna, and I don't know how I got here. Who are you?
It is not important right now. Keep your voice down. They may be nearby still.
I'll move a bit closer. Uh, who exactly may be nearby?
What do they say? Um, the ones who did this to me. And you can see where he was holding. The entire section of his hide armor was torn away, and similar markings as to the scars on Astra's face are on the side of his chest.
Do you have any idea how I might have gotten here?
They sniff the air. You do not carry a scent. Suspicious.
Do you happen to know someone named Astra?
That name is unfamiliar to me. Out of character, Astra is not her name, and I'm not sure Elenna knows her actual name or
I
her
don't
full
know.
name.
I figured it was shortened for something, but I haven't bothered to ask.
That is correct. Get back into the scene. That is not familiar to me.
Well, what are you?
I am first wing of the Gith. I still do not understand how you are here, but you do not seem hostile, and that is a good thing.
I. Uh, you said I still have my stuff. I did. Let me check my inventory. Do you happen to remember if? No, I don't think I got one. Didn't we have potions? I don't.
One
I
of
don't
you had
have
one
them.
potion, and Poe had the other. I don't remember if it was
I
ever
don't think I have the
decided
potion.
who. If it's not
I
in your
think Adele
inventory,
has it.
you don't have it.
Yeah, I don't have it. Okay, well, so uh, I wish I could help you, but I'm not really magically gifted, and
I
I
will
don't have any.
live. That is of no consequence. And you see that he's still like bleeding fairly profusely, but the wound is closing slowly. It's not. It just in the short time that you've talked with him, it has started to scab over.
Do you know what's further down this cave?
Gake.
Gank.
Gake.
Gake?
They are evil.
Mm.
They are a scourge.
Well, it sounds like I'd better get out of here, but I don't know how. And my friends, well, it'd be hard pressed to call them my friends. They really piss me off, but they are a part of my group and they're sleeping, but I know that they're the type of beings, I guess, who don't sleep. They just transport to dream world, as I've been told, and I can't wake them up.
You have friends here.
Yes.
Take me to them.
Okay.
He reaches up a hand, waiting for you to clasp it and help him up.
I hope I don't drop him, but yeah, I'll try to help
You
him
have
up.
12 constitution.
Oh yeah, I'm stronger now. Or, less
Yep.
frail.
Yep. And for the record, uh, you're still buzzing.
Okay.
You help him up.
Yes.
Kind of leans on you a little. Um, he's limping, kind of a lot. How tall is Elenna?
Let me check, but I believe I was like 5'10", 5'6".
Okay, so he's about a foot taller than you.
Wow.
Yeah. Um, but hunched over a little, in pain. Um, he's very slender. And you limp with him back to Astra and Adelle.
Yes.
Okay. On seeing them, he says, "This makes sense now. Your friends are dreamers. That explains how they got here. How were you brought?" And he looks at you, like, deeply. Your the buzzing part on your forehead starts to buzz even more loudly. It's almost it's distracting at this point. He's still just staring at you, analyzing. Hmm,
What are you doing?
you have it too.
Have what?
And he takes his free hand and just pokes you in the forehead. Like right on the buzzing spot. You have the gift. Like they do. In a way, it seems different.
I don't have magic, uh, but I have a ring.
Hmm. No. You do have magic. He's still just like staring, trying to piece things together. And
But
then
I've never.
and then inside your mind, you hear, well, explain this then.
Uh, I assume that you have magic,
Not
and
this
you're
magic.
speaking. What are you talking about?
You're he he hurts. You can see that his body's racked with pain for a little bit. He like doubles over a little. I should not be standing this long. I will protect your friends if you try to find a way out. Way to safety.
Okay.
Or before you go, it does not seem like you know the gift yet. I will try to teach you. I do not have it myself, but it is familiar to my kind. And he he touches your forehead again, but does not. He keeps his fingers there, and you feel the buzzing in your hands start to intensify, and it gets stronger, stronger, and then from those spots, a shimmering sliver of air. It feels solid. See, you do have it.
Are you sure this isn't from the ring?
Quite. That is a trinket, nothing more.
I'm gonna try to figure out what's going on with my hands.
You are holding two shimmering blades of air.
What are these?
Do you just ask that out loud?
Yes.
They are weapons. Use them.
Okay.
The Geik. Wait, no. I'm trying to figure out how exactly he'd say this. Um, the Geik have no mercy. Neither should you. Use them, if necessary.
I'll try.
So, Elenna leaves this gif with her friends, Adelle and Astra, both still unconscious, And Elenna walks down the cavern, carrying a glowing mushroom as a torch. You progress for a little bit further, and you do see a trail of blood from where the figure, the person, was up against the wall, back down a tunnel. Do you investigate, or do you go a different direction?
There's a different direction?
There are, yeah, you could go down that direction, or you could try to find a offshoot, a different path. This cavern is networked with caves. You do before you do still feel the buzzing on your forehead. And when you focus on that, your awareness expands. And you still feel that link between you and him. You believe that if you wanted to, you could ask which way.
I'm just gonna attempt to call out mentally.
What do you say?
Hello?
Oh, we're still connected. See? You do have the gift.
This is weird. Also, I didn't get your name.
I am Radon, first wing of the Gith.
Okay, well, Radon, do you have a suggestion for which way I should go?
The guy I fought was injured. You may be able to take them down and do us all a service.
Okay, thanks. I'll head in that direction.
Okay. It doesn't take very long. Your mind is still opened. And you do feel a pressure from further in this tunnel. Deep underground. You do feel a pressure. But you keep it at bay for now. You follow that blood trail. And you encounter a figure with its back to you, cloaked in dark robes. Head mottled, purple, veiny. It turns around to see, and it doesn't look like anything you've encountered, really. The Grick, it might be the closest approximation. This creature has 4 long tentacles, face like an octopus, deep-set eyes, no hair. And you, in between those 4 tentacles that are swaying in the air, you do see a snapping beak. And you see that one of its arms is gone. It is heavily injured. It looks at you with a cold intelligence. And you feel that a new pressure in your mind, stronger than ever. I'm going to need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, God.
What'd you get?
A 4.
4.
Rolled a 2.
Okay.
So that's not a 1 at least.
Perfect. It goes to approach you, slowly, intently, like a hunter moving into the kill. You don't really perceive that. It seems like an old friend. You welcome its embrace as its tentacles unfurl, showing that snapping beak as it wraps around your head. And you awake with a cold sweat in the Lonely Thrush.
Wait!
Hands,
You can't just...
hands
What?
still holding these blades of psychic energy.
Are they still
It's a
near
beautiful
me?
morning. Astra, Adelle, and Phylasong are still sleeping next to you.
Okay. I'm gonna try to speak to Radon.
Okay. You do not
Hello?
feel that presence anymore. You do not feel that pressure anymore.
You said I'm still holding the things?
Mm-hmm. You can dismiss them at will. They can
I'll
just
dismiss
dissipate.
them.
Okay. You stop. You focus on the buzzing and you try to release it. And the shimmering blades, the shards of air, unravel and dissolve.
I'm gonna poke Astra.
Is it morning already?
Um, I... Did you do something to me?
Did I? I don't remember.
I'm gonna go poke Adele.
Adelle looks at you, says, "It's our day off," and pulls the blanket even further, tries to go back to sleep.
Listen, you weirdos. I was just in some weird cave with glowing mushrooms and Gake and Gith, and I don't know what the fuck's going on, but you guys need to give me some answers right now.
Adelle says, "It sounds like you had a bad dream." And then Astra says, "Oh, That sounds like the plane of dreams. That's where I came from.
Yes, I know you told me this like several times. Astra.
Hmm?
You know what? Just never mind.
Ereshki wants me to ask, did you say geik?
Yes.
Those are bad. I don't like thinking about them.
I
And
was just almost eaten by one.
Ereshki wants me to ask, did you say geik? Oh wait, I already asked that.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna. I still.
I mean,
Do I
I
still
think I
feel
deserve an Oscar for that performance. I mean,
You do
I'm pretty.
really like. Great job. Just. Mm. Do I still feel the tingling in
Mm-hmm.
my?
Yep.
Okay. Um.
But it's comforting.
Okay.
It's like a a warm sweater on a snowy day. It's like
Hmm.
finally being able to stretch after being in a plane for too long. No pun intended. I mean, as Adelle is already back asleep. Song never woke up, and Astra is difficult to talk to.
Yes.
But you did receive a little bit of information. You received confirmation that it sounds similar to what Astra has said in the past. And I don't want to roleplay this without Riri here. Um, but you you did see recognition in her eyes and a touch of fear when you mentioned Geik. Oh, that reminds me. I think I think you people call them mind flayers? And that's where we're going to end this little session.
Yeah, I knew that was a mind flayer as soon as you
Yeah.
described it. I was like, "Oh, these fuckers." I haven't had to deal with these in a long time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, uh, this is still an episode. It's still canon. Still get to ask those questions. Ideals, bonds, and flaws.
Well, my bond is still in question right now. I'm still not sure anymore about Paris, but me and Poe haven't had our talk yet.
No, you haven't.
'Cause apparently he has some things to tell me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep. So like, it in the whole like timeline of things. This happened the night before the auction events. Like the morning you woke up is the same day that you went to go uh, to the auction. Um, oh, Zero is in chat. Welcome. These are just mini episodes, just like little character focused things to try to get a little bit more into their backstory, get more into their mind, um, and kind of explain their whole subclass thing. Um, But I believe the conversation you'll have with Poe will take place the following day, like the day after the uh, uh, the auction events. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so like it's fine if you didn't really get anything this session. Like, you know. What about your goal? What do you think about your goal?
I'm kind of pissed. Yet another thing chaining me to Paris. Like, how
Yep.
dare he? How did he even know? Well, I mean, I guess whatever, but jeez.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of intentional. I knew he was going to do this for a while, even before you guys talked about getting your own ring. It's just another way for him to bind your service. Um,
Hmm.
but your goal was find a cure or remedy for the illness. Um, I'm gonna say that's complete.
Yeah.
You've completed that. Um, so not only did you progress it, uh, you gained 632 experience.
Wow.
And I'm keeping track of the experience, and it's more like the party gains experience as a whole, but like you need 6 times the amount of experience, or 5 times or whatever as normal. Um, but like that's a decent chunk. That was a hard goal that you worked on for more than one session. So good job, kind of.
Yeah.
I'm
Bittersweet.
yeah, definitely bittersweet. Maybe maybe your next goal could be something like find a way to untether yourself, or like independently find an alternative,
Yeah.
or something like that. And like that would still be you working towards this whole thing of like fixing the underlying cause. But for now, Elenna has a constitution of 12. No longer ill.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I was not expecting that at all.
And like the character doesn't really know this, but I feel like it would be okay to just share. Um, Elenna has always had psionic powers, an extremely strong one, in fact. Um, Astra and Adelle are specifically able to just like telepathically link with people. Elenna's able to like rearrange the air in a psychic manner and like create weapons out of it. That's that takes a lot, a huge toll on a body. Um, Requires a lot of support to be able to even manifest the type of magic, because in the setting, magic has a cost. Magic has a price. There's a drain associated with it. Um, so, because it was such a strong psionic power from such a young age, it sapped your constitution. It cannibalized your body to the point where it was no longer able to sustain itself, and it became dormant. And this happened at a very young age. So now that your constitution is acceptable, it's able to flex once again. Of course, that
Yay.
also means you take off the ring, you don't have
Yeah.
those powers anymore. Or if you do, they're extremely weakened. We'll have to rule it
Hmm.
on a case by case basis, but I'm gonna say that you need a constitution of at least, I don't know, 10, 8 to be able to manifest these things. But cool.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Very cool. I enjoyed this. It was a lot of it got intense for a couple places, but I think it really like got into the kind of person Elenna is a little more,
Yeah.
especially where she comes from, um, which hadn't been touched on in the series yet. But yeah. So. One last thing. Did we discover something new or important about the world? I'm gonna say yes.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
just like uh, the fact that you have these latent psionic powers, and Astra isn't entirely crazy. That another person is able to confirm that the plane of dreams exists,
Yeah.
and there are like threats there. You know, I think that counts.
Yeah. It's kind of scary to think about.
Yep, and even scarier that like normal humans go there every night, and they're not like they don't remember it, or a version of it.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitch. You can find me on Instagram and on Twitter mostly. And I'm pretty much everywhere under Timothy Witchy and Timid Clover. I am an artist. I am a witch, and I do have commissions open. Just DM me anywhere. And yeah, I try to stream every week, but sometimes I just get too busy. I'll be streaming soon, though.
Okay. Well, this was a pleasure, and uh, the session that was going to take place later today has been canceled because Adelle, or Insert Waffles, is a super busy pandemic nurse, and she got called in to do overtime. So that's not happening tonight. The next time will be tomorrow at noon for who? Who is it? Drak? The Drak? Yeah. Tomorrow noon Eastern time is Drak's character focus. Hope to see you all there. And